The fact that Kiki got a confessional lets me know Carlos King just messy as hell. But I'm here for it, Carlos. Get the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving unless you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville season 4, episode 4. Is it 4 or 5? Y'all know I do this every video. I don't even know why we even still doing this. But yeah, let's get into it. So the episode opens up. Tiffany goes to talk to Mel. She meets Mel up at the crib to go talk to her about her issue with Stormy and what happened at Mel's party. And it was just like, listen, the pajama jammy jam was cute and whatnot, but why is we dragging? But it gave me very Young and the Restless vibe, sitting in Mel house. I don't know. That's just kind of where I was with it. But she's over there telling Mel that, hey, look, you know, I thought me and Kimmy had to squash it, and then all of a sudden, Stormy just comes up out of nowhere acting crazy, asking me questions, and basically rehashing a lot of things. Mel had to let her know, listen, girl, I get it. You know, Stormy has her thing and her ways, but you came in just like that as well, so you got to understand it happens, and it does. So, and I'm confused as to why Tiff is now want to play victim when you came the same way last year or last season with Kimmy and Destiny. I'm confused, but go ahead on, girl. Act like you the victim. But yeah, Mel was like, girl, look, it happens. People come in hot like that just like you came in. But the problem is y'all want to be everybody's friend. Y'all got to learn you don't have to be everybody's friend. You could just only like be cordial around people. And I was just like, Mel, you're the poster child for that. Mel ain't nobody's friend. But she'll film with you and act like it's cool. Say what I said. I don't really trust Mel at this point. But anyway, so she talks to, Tiff then goes on after complaining about how Stormy was being very aggressive, or she didn't say aggressive, but being very mean and catty and whatever, and goes right into the book signing. Well, Mel, you know, me and Lou went down to the book signing and we didn't see the kids. What happened? I said, now there you go private and probing again. Now when Mel turned around and be shaded to your ass, I ain't gonna say nothing. Because that was not your place. But you want to ask? Fine. Mel let her know, look, girl, I found out this 2 days before on my week, and I had already had situations going on with family, death in the family. I didn't have time to be entertaining Martell. Martell does this out of control. And I don't deny that. I believe I believe Martell does do certain things strategically because he wants to be able to control Mel. Not to mention, Mel does not film with him. And as we've seen, only 4 episodes in, Martell is not exciting without Mel in the picture. So maybe it was a ploy for him to get her to come so they can have a back and forth. I don't know, but I'm with Mel on that. But again, both of y'all petty. And I'm going to say that till I say what I said. Somebody got my comments last week and tried to check me about something that was going on in Huntsville that the rest of us in the world didn't know. While I give you your condolences and I say you may or may not be wrong or right, don't get in my comments like I know what the hell going on, girl. Let me know and then we can have a conversation about it. But don't you ever get in my comments and act like I'm supposed to know what's happening in the Huntsville streets. I don't live in Huntsville. But on the flip side, Martell, if what the girl's saying, the allegations is true, your ass need to be locked up. And Mel, you need to go down to the judge and ask him about it. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Check the last video in the comments. We'll move on. So anyway, like Mel said, I just found out 1 or 2 days before, this is the way this is the way Martell likes to basically manipulate me and control me. And I don't think it's fair. Tiffany goes on to say, well, you know, you can't judge people by their past, you know, and it was about the kids, which I agree was about the kids. But like Mel said, no, this is the present. This is what he's doing now. This ain't got nothing to do with the past. This is Martell. I know Martell. And guess what? I believe that. Absolutely 100%. Martell did that on purpose. Even if he's scheduled it 3 weeks in advance, at the end of the day, schedule it on your week. I said that last week. I don't understand why Martell had an issue with it. And him sitting there looking sad, and he almost had me. So I get it. He a manipulator, master manipulator. But anyway, we moving on. So Tiff starts to talking about her divorce because she says, look, I understand when it comes to divorce and kids, it gets messy because I had my thing with my divorce. I left my ex-husband basically because I wanted more money. I seen him work day in and day out. We didn't have any residuals from that. Basically, I just watched my husband work to death. I worked too. She kind of threw that in there. And I'm like, girl, you couldn't have been working that much. But she wanted more money, so she divorced him. It's messed up, but like, why stay in a marriage you're not happy in? See, that's y'all problem. Y'all be want to stay in these marriages y'all ain't happy in, then y'all want to be sitting there stressed out looking crazy. Tiffany, at least you got out. Now, did you do it right? Probably not. I don't know. I wasn't there. But Mel basically pounces on this because now you done came at me about what the hell going on with Martell. So Mel was like, girl, that man loved you. Because even Tiffany was like, he loved me unconditionally. He did. But I just wanted more. I'm two-sided about that. If he did love you unconditionally, that's very, very hard to find. But if you're unhappy and you want to leave, I can't tell you should or you shouldn't, if it makes sense. But Mel basically takes her opportunity to jump on Tiff, as she should, and was just like, so that man was just trying to make a living and do whatever he could for you, and you just left him. You left him for dead, in my Mama D voice. And Messy Tip was just like, I mean, yeah, bitch, since you put it like that, but that ain't really, how I thought about it, but since you said it out loud, it makes sense. And it did, Tiff. You left the man for dead. But she said that made her the better wife for Crazy Lou, Big Lou. Somebody should have made him the better husband, because I'm tired of him capping and yapping to your mouth and into your ear and not saying it to these other men. But we gonna get there. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Tisha goes to see Kimmy. Tisha pulls up to Kimmy, give her some black in a bottle, and I still haven't got it. What is it, chocolate in a bottle? Chocolate in a bottle. I still need to purchase my bottles. I want to try it so bad. Plus, I want to support them. So she shows up, and they go out back, and Kimmy talks to Kimmy talks to Tisha, basically, about the honeymoon. And for me, I feel like this must have been the first vacation Kimmy and Maurice has been on since they've been married, solo. Because she was just, like, extra excited about it. And it kind of gave me a little vibe of, girl, have y'all ever gone anywhere by yourselves? Like, what is going on? But she basically said she loved it so much, she didn't even want to come home. She just, she relished in the fact that they were out there. I guess they were in Puerto Rico because she said they went to Old San Juan. Been there a few times. Love, love, love Puerto Rico. Very affordable. If y'all ever have a chance. It's an American territory. So if it's an American territory, you don't need a passport. Y'all go to Puerto Rico. It's super lit. It's super nice. Very affordable. Really look into that. So she wants to invite the group, but she was like, but y'all at odds. And speaking of y'all being at odds, girl, I was at this party at the Pajama Jammy Jam, and you nor Destiny was invited, but the gag was Kiki was. And Tisha was like, oh, Kiki was invited. And she was like, yeah, girl. Kiki was there. And, she was saying some unfavorable things about you that you probably need to go look after. Now, Tisha's just sitting there going, what? Like, I know we're not best friends or BFFs, but that's still my cousin. I wouldn't think she would have went over there and dragged for me. Well, girl, she dragged. Drug you through the mud. And so Kimmy was like, you probably need to look into that and talk to her and see what's going on. Because I didn't think that, it was appropriate for her to be talking about you in front of other people. That whole in front of company type of deal. Like, she shouldn't have been making comments. And you know what? I will give Kimmy her props. Kimmy was absolutely right. Kiki, I don't care if you and your cousin had all kinds of beef. You still have loyalty questioning, when it comes to you, because even no matter what's going on, you still got on national TV in your Pajama Jammy Jams just to sit there with with Mel and drag for your blood. Like Tisha said, blood ain't thicker than mud. Let's move on. Now Maurice and Marceau is at Black. Maurice just got back. Marceau was like, I saw your little selfie down there on a vacation or whatever. It was cute and whatnot. And now Maurice goes into detail about how basically he just found out his wife likes vacation. Oh, so that means you don't take her nowhere outside of Huntsville. You only go with the boys to Atlanta. Maurice, you got explaining to do. But anyway, she loves the vacation. He just found that out 3 years after they were married. And she's been on him like hotcake since at the doggone thing. Talking about she's a different Kimmy when it's just me and her and not Monster. It's different. It's been everything. And Marceau was like, I don't need to hear all that. I really don't want to hear all that. That's my sister-in-law. I don't want to think about it like that. So yeah, I don't. It's kind of like TMI. And I was just like, Marceau, I mean, he didn't go into real detail. He just said his wife was on him. Like, that happens. Even Maurice was like, you've been married longer than me. You get it. But Marceau was like, I ain't trying to hear all that. I ain't trying to look at my sister-in-law like that. Please. All of a sudden, Big Lou walks in. Crazy Lou decides to rear his big old head. Big Lou walks in, sits down, and the first thing Marceau did, because I caught all the shade, was get this man a shot. As you should. Because remember, Big Lou said that lucky he didn't have a shot of that tequila before the last meeting because things would have went different. But see, Marceau was like, I'm here for all the smoke. So bartender, get him a double. Make sure he gets his shot. So they go sit down. Big Lou dapping everybody up, acting like he wasn't talking cash money shit to Messy Tiff last week. But we gonna let it ride for now. So he sits down, and basically Marceau was just like, so what's up? Big Lou goes on to say, y'all really kind of came at us hard at the reunion and it wasn't fair and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Marceau said, baby, look, we were playing defense. Y'all started with the offense commenting on my marriage. You don't know me like that. Big Lou was just like, no, actually, when y'all came at us, it wasn't really like that and you just kind of like attacked us. And I'm like, what? Did you not know your wife was running around spilling teas and being messy? That's why we call her Messy Tiff. What are you saying? But not only that, you was talking your shit to her. Remember on that lawnmower with no grass? Y'all been talking shit about these people and their marriage, even in the confessionals. Child, they played the confessionals back, and y'all trying to say, see, that's why they marriage, this and that. Y'all had only been married for 8 months and had failed before it. And I'm coming from a person with a failed marriage. I can't tell nobody how to have a successful one because I ain't had one. Oh, Big Lou, you got to stop. You got to stop this. You got to stop it. But what I appreciate about Marceau was before y'all had that conversation, he said, no, take a shot, bro. Take your shot because I don't want to hear nothing when it goes down to it. Now, I like Marceau. Marceau is actually my favorite. I ain't even going to lie. But Marceau, I give him the hardest time because it's easy to. And he does stuff that make you want to give him the hardest time. But Marceau was like, yeah, bro, you don't know me like that. At the end of the day, you talking your stuff, saying what you want to say, but you commenting and making comments on my marriage as if you know me. You don't know me like that. Big Lou goes on to say, I've been here since 99. You really want to go there? Marceau said, yeah, let's go. Set him up. Let's play, nigga. So he says, I've been knowing you or been around you since 99 or at least before then. Marceau was like, bro, we dapped it up, but we ain't never broke no bread. What is you saying? Like, what you not about to do is sit up here and make it seem like we were cool. We were never cool. It was hey, hi, bye, oh, toodles, but it wasn't all that. You not about to sit up here and play on me like it was like that. It wasn't like that. Maurice jumps in as the voice of reason and as the attorney and says, look, Big Lou, you got to understand. It looks bad because you don't know him enough. You haven't built that sort of rapport with Marceau to talk to him about anything personal. He said, me and Marceau, that's my brother, certain things I can talk to him about. But even he said certain things. Because like Marceau said, I'm sorry, I can't even talk to my daddy about his marriage. And that's on period. You can't do that. He was like, you can't say you certified or qualified to talk about something when you haven't earned your stripes to do so. It's like saying you're a straight A student, but you can be a teacher. And look at Big Lou. Yeah, but I maintained the grades. I'm like, bro. Again, you ain't took no courses to be a doggone instructor. At the end of the day, your greatest athletes aren't coaches, and your greatest coaches aren't great athletes. Ask yourself why. Mind your business, Big Lou. And then furthermore, where was that energy you were saying and you was huffing and puffing in front of Tiffany and she had to tell you to calm down? Where was that energy? Because Marceau looked like he was with the shits. And you know what, Marceau? You might be dogging it and having all them women's out here. You probably do. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna give you your props on being a man. You did that. And you stood up to Big Lou big ass and Big Lou shot down and cowered it away. Like, it was what it was. Marceau had to let him know, look, at 26, I decided to ask this woman to marry me. This ain't no TV shit. This is my wife. This is real life. Like, when you get up here and you say stuff like that, especially so matter-of-factly, you getting yourself in a big pile of shit that you don't want to be in. You need to mind your goddamn business. Don't speak on my marriage. You don't know me like that. And that's just that. So Maurice basically gets Big Lou to apologize because he kind of reasons with him and said, look, if you walked up on us and we were talking about you and your wife, how would that make you feel? Big Lou goes, well, I would say you don't know me like that. That's all Marceau was trying to say. So he apologizes, but he gets in his confessional. It's like, well, I apologize, but you know, I said what I said. Not Marceau. Big Lou, go sit your big ass down. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to find it. So now Maurice looks at Marceau and asks Marceau if he feels like he owes Big Lou an apology. And Marceau says no. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think Marceau owes him an apology neither. That was a reaction, not an action. But he convinces Marceau to go ahead on and apologize. And Maurice gets in his confessional and say, you know, Marceau wasn't like this at first. He was like the sweetest, kindest guy. I don't know if it's the money or whatever. Something's changing, the fame. I don't know. Something's happening to him. He's kind of hardened. Money do change people. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Y'all know the vibes. I believe that could be it. Or maybe maybe Marceau, too many M's. Maybe Marceau just feels like, I gotta defend myself at all costs, so let me just do that. Maybe that could be an issue. Anyway, we move to the side. We move on to the next scene. Martell goes sees Mel. Anika. He gonna see Mel and Anika about his brand. They want to sit down and discuss the brand. Apparently he has this book coming out, this cookbook on vegetarian, vegan, and Mediterranean. I wasn't quite sure where Mediterranean came in at, but okay. They want to change the cover of the book because they had Martell on the cover with no shirt on and an apron. And he wanted to be more family friendly. As you should. Because Martell, you the first fine dude that I don't want to see. Does that make sense? I don't like that. Because you too fine for me not to want to look at you. And the fact that you fine like that and I still don't want to look at you, that says a lot about your personality. But anyway, she gave him a new cover, just basically of some food, looking like every other food book as it should. And she was like, I think this is what we need to go to. So now she starts to talking about the kids' book. She wants to basically put a billboard up in Times Square and have the kids come by in Times Square, take pictures in front of it, and that'll be good promotion. Martell goes on to say, I'm with it, just make sure you do it on my week. Martell, didn't I tell you that last week? You could have avoided all of this by having a book signing on your week, but you decided to have it on Mel's week because you want to be able to say, I can film with her, number one, and number two, I can control her. I'm with Mel on that, you're trying to control her, but both of y'all petty. Say what I said, not changing that. Yeah, make sure it's on your week this time, bro, because we ain't got time. So she's like, that's fine. So now they start talking about the wine release party. She wants to do an ATL mansion, have other people there, have some celebrities stop by. It's going to be lit. It's going to be nice. Get some people to give actual feedback because people in Huntsville are going to lie because they know you. So he goes on to say, that's fine. He says, I do want to make sure we have beautiful women there. And then she goes on to say, okay. She was like, who do you want to have? And he starts giving the names and he gives Marceau. And then she hollers, well, that's fine, but y'all need to get a group chat. All that stuff, that social media stuff, that's gonna hurt the brand. And I don't wanna have to keep cleaning stuff up. Ain't you PR? Ain't you the manager? That's your job. You work for Martell. Martell don't work for you. If you gotta clean it up, you gotta clean it up. But I do agree, Martell. Get a doggone group chat and y'all bash each other's balls all you want. Keep that stuff out of the media because although you felt like it was funny, it could have potentially hurt your brand. It just could. So she goes on because I've been knowing you since I was a kid. And she was like, yeah, my whole family knows you. Girl, you want that man thing in or around you, you know what. Said what I said. Wouldn't surprise me if she had a crush on him, or they already smashing. Allegedly. Wouldn't surprise me. Said what I said. But, yeah, after they go over the guest list, he goes in to talk about the beautiful women. She asks, could the linebackers come? Yes, Melanika, you invited. Let's move on. So the next scene, Tiffany meets up with Stormy. And for the life of me, Stormy, now you're starting to get on my nerves. Why would you even meet up with Tiffany if you was going to have this kind of conversation? Let's get into it. Tiffany meet up with Stormy. Basically, Stormy want to get to know her for her. Don't want to judge her from what she's seen on TV because apparently that's all she has to go on. She wants to get her basically in a position where she can make her own sound judgment with her. Tiffany shows up and basically Stormy apologizes. She was like, because I think it was wrong what I said or how I approached you, but it kind of stemmed from that ignorant comment you made. And I'm like, what comment? Turns out she's talking about the one where she said the 12-year-old, if I said something about when we were 12 or Stormy, how did that even offend you? Stormy, I'm going to need you to be on the show and not watching the show. You did kind of interrupt them in their conversation and put your 2 cents in. So what did you expect? I would have gave you worse than that if I was Tiff. And I hate taking up for Tiff. It really grinds my gears that I even have to. But Stormy, if I was Tiff, girl, I would have read you for filth. Sitting there with your nose doing this. With your face always like this. I would have read your ass for filth if I was messing Tiff. But see, she passive. I'm aggressive. Say what I said, black and all. But yeah, she wants to apologize. And Tiff was like, look, girl, you were really feisty. You came off a little feisty. And look at Stormy. Don't say feisty. I don't like feisty. You gotta use another word. Let's just say passionate. I was passionate, but I wasn't feisty. Don't use feisty. Girl, you're not about to police my language. Bitch, if you was feisty, you was feisty. But you did right to do that with Tiff. And Tiff was like, okay, well, you were passionate. I didn't feel like I could come to you and talk to you at the time because you weren't really receiving it like you're receiving it now. And she was like, girl, yeah, it was just not a good night. I haven't had a drink because I don't drink, and it kind of hit me a little different. Tiff was like, yeah, girl, it was 4 a.m. We had been filming all night. I was tired. And so now Stormy goes on to ask about the transparency kind of comment. Stormy, is you on the show or is you watching? We've already covered the transparency thing. The girl ain't transparent at all. But go off, sis. And then Tiff goes, well, I feel like it's a little overrated, that word. And then she goes on this diatribe of speaking, or at least they made it seem like she was just talking a lot. And this is what you see not messy Tiff, Stormy looking off to the side, zoning out. And I'm not even gonna lie, I wish I would have a conversation with somebody and they make that face in the middle of it. I wish I would. But she interrupts her and let her know, girl, look, I stopped listening to you. I kind of zoned out like 5-6 sentences ago. I'm sorry. But, that's just what happened. So Tiff was like, oh, is that shade? In her confessional. Is she trying to be shady? Girl, yes. She was shady when she made this face. What did you ask her? She was like, oh, she was trying to be shady. Oh, okay. I get it. But I'm going to let that slide. And then she tells Stormy, any friend of Mel is a friend of mine. Girl, Mel ain't a friend of Mel. What is you saying? Stop acting like everybody is friends. Y'all are not friends. That's why y'all feelings be getting hurt when these girls be doing all the stuff they be doing. That is not your friend. So this goes into pregnancy somehow. And Stormy basically talks about how she was pregnant. She used IVF. And it was a whirlwind of emotions. She didn't know if it was going to work. She ended up having endometriosis, hemorrhaging, almost died. It ain't for her. She ain't having it. She ain't having it no more. She good on having more kids. This prompts Messy Tiff to say, well, I had a kid with my ex-husband, but me and Big Lou, we thinking about having another baby. And then Stormy goes, yeah, because you're 34, right? And I'm thinking, Stormy, that was shade. And then this girl said, yeah, I am. And I almost fell through the floor. Tiff, if you 34, I'm 26. And if you are 34, then you done had a hard knock life, which we find out later you did. So Tiff goes, yeah, I want to have another kid. We're thinking about it. I got my parents, my grandparent moved here close to it. So we'll have a lot of help if I need it. And then she goes into talking about how she's now in search of her biological father. Now we get a storyline on Tiff. Carlos King, this was a good thing. Let's find out where her daddy went and why he was a deadbeat. Because he was definitely a deadbeat. Your mama was too. But let's actually find out what the hell going on with your deadbeat daddy. I think that would be a good doggone storyline for Tiff. Because I'm tired of her just being messy with everybody else. And talking about and rehashing other people's drama. I am so over it. So she wants to basically find her biological father. She opens up to Stormy and tells Stormy about how her family found her picked her up in Montgomery. And that's where she, went off with her family. And they had a moment. So then she asked Stormy, hey, are we good? And Stormy was like, we building a rapport, but, what you asking me? I don't blame Stormy. I wouldn't say we was good or we friends if we not. And I'm like that too. If we cool, we straight. We trying, but are we friends? Absolutely not, sis. Ain't gonna do that. But Stormy does sympathize with her story, and she was like, she couldn't imagine not having her father Stormy, a lot of black women and black children don't have their fathers. I have one and he was there. I couldn't imagine either, but I think that was kind of insensitive to say. That's just my opinion. Let's move to the next thing. Tisha shows up to Black to check on doggone Jalen. Jalen is over there giving everybody free drinks. That's the way it looks to me. And he got on this flannel. Now Tisha was like, well, where's your suit, Jalen? And he was like, well, bitch, I'm working a double. I ain't had time to go home and change. Don't be checking on Jalen. Y'all ain't paying him enough for how y'all harassing him and working him. Don't be checking on him. Mind your business. I mean, that is your business. But you get what I'm saying. Don't be checking on Jalen. But Jalen said, let me get home and, change my little clothes and whatnot, and I'll be back for the night crowd. In comes Kiki. Okay, so now they sit down. That picture of Kimmy is super cute. Shout out to Kimmy. Kimmy, you look good, girl. But they sit down, and basically Kiki feels like no, I'm lying. Let me back up. Tisha says that basically Kimmy let her know, Kiki, you were talking about me at the pajama jammy jam, and I'm trying to see what's going on. Kiki feels like, well, you've talked about me in my personal business, because that's how they say it down there, something like that, with them, and I didn't like that, so I'm basically responding. Come to find out, this was something that happened 4-5 years ago. Kiki, really? Did you come all the way down here for this? How much Carlos said he was going to give you on the side? You really is over here being petty and messy with your blood behind something that happened 4-5 years ago? Even Tisha was like, I don't even know what you're saying. And she was like, yeah, you remember when you told them my personal business? And Tisha was like, look, girl, I'm not trying to spill your tea, but now that I know what you're talking about, I did that because I felt like I was the one introduced you to them, and I had to give them the heads up to have you in their house. Now, my question is, Kiki, was you selling drugs? Was you on Snowfall? What was you doing where that girl had to warn them people about you being in their house? Inquiring minds want to know, Kiki, your man was selling drugs and you was the queen pin. The feds was watching. What was going on? I'm gonna need Tisha to get mad and drop down in the Instagram streets and let us know what the hell was going on with Kiki. But see, Kiki didn't want to go too far into it. You brought it up, but you didn't want to go too far into it. Like Tisha said, I ain't gonna put your business out there, but if you put it out there, let's talk about it. Bet you don't want to do that. But Kiki said she felt like she said what she said because of what she told Mel and Martell. Listen, Kiki, if that girl was not laughing at Kiki and actually just warning them about something that's going on, you gotta respect that. Now, depending on what you was doing, if you was pushing that weight, then it is what it is and the feds was watching. I would tell them people too. Girl, them people don't want to go down with you. Don't do that. But Kiki don't feel like that. Kiki feels like it was wrong. You shouldn't have did that 5 years ago, so this is why I'm here. And like I said on Twitter and like I said in my other videos, Mel knew what she was doing when she had Kiki come down there. Yeah, I get it, even if they were cool before that, and we gotta acknowledge that they were. If Tisha had to basically warn them about Kiki, I do believe they had their own separate relationship. But at the end of the day, I feel like Mel maliciously got Kiki to come on the show and say what she said to corroborate what she's been saying since season 1. Marceau been cheating and everybody in the Huntsville streets know it. Girl, look. Kiki, you were used as a pawn and you don't even want to accept it and acknowledge it. You want to throw it back on Tisha. But like Tisha said, girl, look, at this point, let's just cut ties. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. I am Tisha, girl. I'm not running behind. Girl, I'd rather just cut ties with you than do all this. Ain't about to do it. Let's just cut ties because I'm not doing this. So Tisha gets up and mind you, let me just say this. Tisha, you look good. Tisha might be a lot of things, but Tisha is finer than a bitch. Say what I say. She's southern fine. She got legs, thighs, hips. You know, Tisha is, oh girl. All right now, Tisha, go ahead on with your bad ass. But Tisha gets up and exits the building. But see, this is the difference between me and you, Tisha. This is my establishment. I ain't exiting nothing. Kiki would have got her ass up and went up out of there. That's just me. We different. Ain't no way I would have exited my own club. Bye, Kiki. Bye. Bye, Lance. Girl, bye. Get out my shit. I'm not, girl, please. What I look like leaving my own club? But she goes outside and she calls Kimmy to tell Kimmy about what happened. And Kimmy was like, oh my God, no, this is where y'all left it. I thought y'all had a better rapport. What's going on? And then here come Kiki outside saying, now who you talking to me about? I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. Y'all Y'all ever been caught in the act of talking about somebody? I have. That shit. Oh Lord, that shit was funny. Kiki girl, who you think you is? See, if you would have kicked her out the club, you wouldn't have had to worry about her stepping up and running up on you, Tisha. Girl, club on a 101, girl. Get out my shit. You don't leave your own shit. But Kiki here for the smoke. And Kiki did look good in her confessional. I ain't gonna hold y'all. She looked good. She was cute. I ain't even gonna lie. So shout out to Kiki and Carlos King for his messy ass going to dig Kiki up from the grave. I don't know. Maybe they done took enough budget money from Love and Marriage. Not Love and Marriage. From doggone Ready to Love. Maybe they done took enough budget money from Ready to Love to where Kiki could get a little guest spot in the show. We'll see. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Drop down in the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Even if I don't like the comments, I still like to hear it. And I will see you hosts later. Bye.